Hey guys, it's Valador, playing Lords Mobile from IGG, playing as Pirate Black from the guild Pirates of the Black, with all my band of swashbuckling badasses. Bringing you a short video here showcasing and explaining the basics of the newest IGG update, just in time for Christmas. Has to do with familiars, or aka monsters, and some of the aspects that they play in the game now. Of course, they released some packs for this, but this isn't about that, so we're just going to stay on the basics here. It released a Monsterhold, and all that comes with it includes 4 new buildings for your turf. Granted that you have the Scenario 8 unlocked, it's the same area that is unlocked to provide the altar and the gem mine, so most people have it unlocked. You start out with the Monsterhold automatically, and then you just build your plots from there, however you decide. So we're going to go ahead and get started here using an alt dummy account. Let's see. Put on our little swag here. Alright, so there we go. As you can see, I haven't done anything to start this turf out, so just wanted to save it all for this video. So we're going to start with our Monsterhold here. Obviously I have no monsters unlocked, I haven't done anything on this. Go ahead and just start upgrading it. Alright, so a lot of these first parts are free, and then of course you gotta get the help to get the higher levels of your buildings. But basically here what you're looking at is the Monsterhold. I'm going to take it up to however high it'll let me. I think it's 5 before you have to start building the other buildings that it needs. So we'll take a look at that. We'll see. Upgrade. It wants the spring to be level 5. So we'll go ahead and just make a spring. And it's just going to take us a second here to get through these to the level 5s. But while we're doing that, we'll go ahead and talk about some of the different aspects here. Of course, a lot of people were reading about this, and a lot of people were paying attention to the screenshots that were being released, a lot of the information that was circling around about what this whole update and what these familiars or monsters are going to be able to do, since they're going to be able to interact with other players' turfs in a positive and negative demeanor. It's a pretty drastic update, really. I mean, we all know the T5 is coming soon, but this one should be pretty interesting for those who, pay and win pretty easily. On a side note here, I'm going to build the Mystic Spire. I'm just going to build all the major buildings that will be needed for this whole thing. So we're going to Mystic Spire here, which is where you create your packs out of resources and anima, which is the blue stuff. If you want to see what's inside the packs, you would actually go in here and you click and it'll show you what exactly you can get from it, like all the other chests and other items you can open. These are the different monsters inside. You can click on them to see what they look like when they're completely maxed out. This one actually has some pretty interesting things. It increases your merging speed of the packs that inside this building, which allows you to create more upgrade stones or more runes, or get more monsters if you're still trying to fill up your area. This is another, grants a random amount of fragments one time and up to 3 times. It's pretty interesting. This is a support skill, so it's something that you would go on the turf and the kingdom map to actually use. But yeah, so that's just a quick rundown of that thing. So what's so kind of important about this, though, is that once you go through the researches, there's a whole research tree that's involved in this, so that these are the 2 that you can create without having any researches done, Pact 1A and Pact 1B. But Pact 2, A and B and above, Pact 3, Pact 4, they all require research. And if we're looking at the research, go over here and check out the tree, the familiar research tree. And so it starts off with anima harvesting and merging cost, and then you see that there's some turf boosts in here. There's also some gold harvesting. I believe there's also things that in here that will basically help just speed everything up when it comes to the familiars, but there is a little bit of trickled in turf boost in there as well. But as you can see down here, in order to unlock the Pact 4, you've got to get pretty far down the tree, as in any other tree, so it's going to take some good distance unless you have a lot of speed up saved up or you're willing to spend some money. Let's see, we'll go back over here and finish this up. So basically you have the Monsterhold, the Anima Springs, this Mystic Tower, which is where you create the packs and basically get your monsters and items from, generates them. and then you will have a gym, which is basically where you will put your monsters in there, or your familiars, and then use the heroes that you already have unlocked, like from the base part of the game, to train these monsters, so to say. So we'll take a look at that here in a moment. Once we get a little more ahead, gotta get all these buildings upgraded. The biggest fear for a lot of people, though, is that when you're looking at some of these upgrades they have for the familiars, just take a look at that real quick since I brought it up again. So we go to pack 4 here, say the strongest one. We're going to take a look at some of these monsters in here. So as you can see, the fragments are way more, but as it comes to the actual monsters themselves, they have some pretty interesting skills here. So this has one of the support skills, and as you can see here, it relocates an enemy turf after a successful attack. Effective for 1 minute, activates only once. So if you're seeing that, like, relocates an enemy turf after a successful attack, like basically like they're on a wonder grass and being attacked and they're gonna teleport away. Like that's crazy. So say someone is attacking your hive or attacking another hive and you relocate to them, use that support skill, attack them and successfully set them on fire and burn them, it's gonna random relocate them out of there is what I'm gathering from that. And if that's the case, like that's extremely strong. It'll be very tough to try to handle. It's already tough enough when a billion might account comes on top of you and, starts beating you to death, but now they can do all kinds of crazy shit even if you are a big turf. So it's definitely something to look into. And that was just one example. Like each one of those monsters has something better that it does. So there's a lot to explore in here. I'm just, like I said, this video is just to kind of go over quickly the basics of leveling up these buildings really fast, speeding up through them. I'm going to kind of fly through as fast as I can, fast as I can get helps from the guild. Some people should hopefully be on. I'll see if I can encourage some more helps. There we go. Sorry for the tappa tappa. Let's see if we get some people in here. Alright, so as you can see, everyone else is also building here. The coolest thing right now is that it's really open to however you feel that you need to build this. Some people have asked about making multiple Mystic Spires, and I'm assuming that's so they can make more sets of packs at a time. So we go up here and we're going to make some packs, right? So we can make 2 packs right now from the level of this building. It takes resources and it takes the anima. We can skip it with gems, but we don't want to do that, so we're just going to go ahead and start merge, which is 2 hours and 54 minutes. Okay, so we started that. I'm going to go ahead and just speed it because there's no reason not to. I'm going to gem it. Alright. Almost a billion might person just won some gems on our kingdom, it looks like. Live and coming at you on YouTube, 1.2 million gems. One of our guildmates actually just won 1.2 million gems a little bit ago earlier as well, so it's a gem win kingdom this update. Let's see. So we're going to go back in here and start another one. I stick to pack 1A because I prefer to upgrade this guy first, the Territe, because I think his support skill is pretty cool. Grants a random amount of fragments, and you basically just kind of keep building the items you need for the rest of your monsters. And then this one, the Groundbreaking, which is the merging the speed packs. I just feel like that's pretty instrumental to everything that you're going to want to kind of do with all these monsters, so why not start there? So I'm going to go ahead and merge some more. We're going to go back here and keep updating, but before we finish updating, we're going to take a look at our Monsterhold. Since I merged those ones and sped them up, we have the packed 1A right here. So you're going to go into your Monsterhold. This is where they're going to sit. You can use however many you'd like. It's kind of an automatic, like you're opening a chest or a box. So we'll take a look here. Background, and I don't have to worry about doing that. Go ahead and start these upgrades going. And you'll see here that all of this stuff is pretty relatively simple. It's once you start getting into the teens and the 20s, of course, like any other building in this game, that's when you start hitting a roadblock. And so everything starts to kind of slow down. And of course, it depends on the level of your account. You know how strong you are, how much your research is done, and what your talents and gear and stuff it looks like. This is one of the lower accounts, so I mean, don't expect anything magical to happen too fast. I'm going to pretty much speed through most of it, just for the sake of the video and time. Plus, I don't do anything on this account besides shield it, so it's okay. Build through all these. Make sure I keep helping everyone else who needs help right now. So basically, you just keep playing round robin with all of these buildings, because they all require or rely on one another to be leveled up. So as you can see, when the Monsterhold gets leveled up, it usually has a requirement for one of these other buildings to be matched at this level before you can level it up again. So you just basically, I find it easier just to keep running around and just keep upgrading them as I go. Save time and having to go back. The reason I'm building the way I'm going to build is because I feel like this is going to be giving me a simple layout, and if for some reason I need to knock down an Anima Spring to put up, say, another Mystic Spire because that seems to be more lucrative, or I need to make some room for more gems because I want to have multiple, you know, familiars going at the same time, then that's something that I just feel like it's more justified to knock down an Anima Spring later on down the road than it would be to knock down one of these other buildings that just would be annoying. Plus, for like an account like this, really, I don't need any more than one gym anyways, because the amount of time that I'm on them is pretty low, compared to any of the main accounts that I play. Alright, let's keep speeding through all these. Seemed like it'd be a lot faster in my head, but, you know, helps from the guild or helps from the guild. So basically, you're kind of getting a general rundown of what you can expect when you log onto the game for the first time today, or when you first hit this update, because some people, I guess, didn't receive it or won't get it until Friday. Anyways, you're just going to see that this is the same building process as anything else. You realize your perks as you're building them. A lot of the information is pretty cut and dry. One thing I notice is that there's some information within here when you're reading things, like especially when it comes to the familiars, that is pretty interesting as regards to, like, you know, what it can do or how it works. So for instance, we'll go here and take a look at the Saber Fang, right? And then we're going to look right here at the information about the familiars. So when you're looking at this, it obviously gives you the general information about using packs to summon them, how the duplicates, when you summon those, will be turned into runes basically to upgrade them, and their skill levels. And then they have 3 growth stages, which is the hatchling, adult, and elder, and you enhance them the next stage to increase their max levels, and of course their level can't exceed the player level that you have in your turf of yourself. So each familiar has its own unique skills throughout all the tiers. There's 2 different types of skills, support and attack skills, and then of course, you know, to use them. The interesting thing that most people have a problem with right now is that you can use an attack skill on an enemy turf using the familiar, and it will not be blocked by shields. So regardless if you have a shield on or not, they're going to be able to use their familiar on your turf regardless of, you know, what attack it is they're using or what you've done on your turf. There's not necessarily a way to be safe from that. It won't deactivate your shield or activate your Battle Fury when you use the skills. So I don't see them being extremely harsh, like, you know, killing X amount of percentage of your troops inside your turf or anything like that. But they probably will be pretty annoying, you know, when they are used on you. I'm gonna get back out of here and get back to pushing this stuff through. Like a little faster. See, so now we have to go to the gym this time, so they want that to be level 10. I'm just gonna skip all those. Let's see. Trying to let some helps come through. Save us some time. Save me some speed ups. And I don't even go back just to the Monsterhold because I don't see the point, because it's going to want all of these to be leveled up anyways, so it's better off going this route. So the one aspect that I thought was interesting about this, that I wanted to bring up here, was that the heroes that you've already collected, they are used when you put the familiar or the monster into the gym. So what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to go ahead and rush some of these real quick just to let us get what I want. I want to be able to show, let's see. Alright, this will be the last one. We're just going to let this one run. Oh, I'm all out of anima. So as you see, the anima goes pretty quickly. Shouldn't have rushed that last one. Anyways, you can see here it's got a notification icon on the Monsterhold itself. Shows the packs I have. Just going to use all of them. So this is how it unfolds. I only got 8 fragments, which is used to give them experience points. Unfortunately, I didn't unlock any monsters. familiars in the gym and training them for XP. You can click on the gym itself, go ahead and put in a familiar that you want to by hitting train. I advise doing the Territe familiar that's available. I feel like he's going to help kind of speed it along since he's got some boost for this whole familiar system with the monsters. You can actually add the heroes that you already previously had. You can see how they give you some discounts in time. So I'm going to choose Territe. It's going to take me 9.5 hours to go from level 1 to level 7 with a 5% boost. So I'll go ahead and start that. And you can just tell that this is going to be a really intricate system that's going to take time. You have to dump into it, dump a lot of gems, dump a lot of speed ups, dump a lot of effort, just kind of like the old pay buildings. But yeah, so this is, you can see where everything's going with this. It's pretty good, and I appreciate everyone watching. If you have any questions or concerns, let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks.